Do you get really worried that when you go to sleep, you may not wake up? You're not alone. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels. I'm a therapist. I make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And today I want to talk to you about a really common anxiety theme. And it could actually be OCD as well. We'll talk about that. When you are so concerned that if you go to sleep, what if you don't wake up? Sleep is a really scary thing for some people because you're giving 100% control, you're letting go of 100% control. You are going to bed and you have no control at all. We're sleeping, we're relaxing, we're not aware of what's happening. And that's really scary for people with anxiety or OCD, where control is something that we really need. And a lot of times anxiety and OCD will tell us that we have control, that we can control things. And a big part of the struggle with anxiety and OCD is that it convinces us that we have control over things we do not. Because in reality, and this is a hard thing to accept, but it's reality, and it's helped me with my anxiety, is that I don't have control over things my anxiety tells me I have control over. And that part of my anxiety journey is to recognize what I do have control over and what I don't, and letting go of the things I have no control over, which is easier said than done, but that's the beginning step, is recognizing that my anxiety is making me worry about something that I literally have no control over. We all have to live with a percentage of uncertainty in the world. And that is hard, especially when our brain is telling us that we don't live in uncertainty. And our brain tells us that there are things that we can do to prevent things that we have no control over. And that we need 100% certainty in our lives at all times. And you think about it, like we have uncertainty in all areas. My car is parked outside my house right now, but I can't see it. I haven't checked on it. I haven't looked at it. There's a percentage of possibility that my car is not there, that something bad happened to my car, or my car is gone, or my car's not going to work when I go to try to start my car. But I have to live with a little bit of uncertainty about my car. I have to let that go. I have to move on. I have to go make dinner, make this video, do things, right? If I got stuck, like anxiety or OCD may want me to, I might have to go check on my car. I might call my car. Hey, are you still there? Right? I might press my alarm just so I could hear it. Oh, it's still there. That's still not a guarantee it'll work when I get in it, but I know no one took it. But if I did that, I wouldn't be able to live life, right? Because now I'm stuck checking my car all the time. If I'm worried that I'm not going to wake up when I go to sleep, I sleep like this, which is really not sleeping, right? I'm so scared to sleep. I don't want to sleep, even though we need sleep, and sleep is good for us. So we have to let go of what will happen, right? The likelihood of me waking up is very high, right? And I have to live with that uncertainty that there is a percentage that my car is not there. There's a percentage that anything can happen that is out of our control, but we don't have that control. So one beginning step to being anxious about this is to recognize that you have no control, and that none of us do. We all have to take that leap of faith and go to sleep at night knowing that there is a likelihood that we're going to wake up in the morning and we're going to be fine, right? That likelihood is pretty high, significantly high. But there's always a sprinkle of doubt, and that is part of life, which is really hard to deal with. The other thing I would say is change the channel in your brain as you're going to sleep. And so don't stay on the channel where your brain is like, and you may not wake up, and you may not wake up, and you may, right? We don't need that. So use things like sleep stories or apps like the Calm app, or Headspace, or meditations, or guided meditations, or music, or stories. Use something that kind of calms your brain and changes the channel. That can be really helpful. And also pay attention to if you're doing things that are more in the OCD category. So the difference between anxiety and OCD, or one of the differences, is that anxiety is just going to make you feel really anxious. Maybe avoid sleep. OCD is bossy, and so it might tell you you need to do certain things in order to prevent this bad thing from happening. Spoiler alert, you have no power to prevent any bad things from happening. You just don't have that in you. You can't do some magic fairy dust and now you're 100% certain things aren't going to happen to you. It doesn't work that way. So look for behaviors. Do you ask your parent to check on you? Can you check on me in a little while to make sure I'm okay? Can you check on me later to make sure I'm okay? Checking behavior, whether it's you checking on something or your parents checking on you, grows this behavior because it's, again, trying to think that you have 100% control over this when you don't. Your parents can check on you, and then in a minute, there's some uncertainty again in between the checking. Checking is not the solution. It's a compulsion. Or do you have magical thinking thoughts? Like, if my parent kisses me and says, I love you and I'll see you in the morning, then nothing bad will happen. Do you have compulsions? Do people have to do certain things in a certain way? Or do you have to do things in a certain way, whether it's a mental thing in your head or physically doing something or involving someone else in order to make sure that you wake up in the morning? Think about that, because those actions, those behaviors, those compulsions actually grow the thoughts bigger. So some things to think about and some things to practice to crush this fear, because we all need our sleep, and worrying about it and staying like this is not going to be helpful for anybody. So I hope that helped. Don't forget to find the sparkle in everything you do, and I'll talk to you again next Thursday. Take care.